In the frozen realms of the north, where frost giants roamed and gods waged epic battles, there lived one figure who defied every rule. He wasn't the strongest like Thor, nor the wisest like Odin. He was something far more unpredictable. This is the story of Loki, the trickster god of Norse mythology. In the legends of ancient Scandinavia, among the glorious halls of Asgard, Loki stood apart. He was a master of illusions, a shapeshifter, and a silver-tongued schemer. While other gods relied on brute force or ancient wisdom, Loki's greatest weapon was his razor-sharp mind. He was the chaotic spark in a world of divine order, the question mark at the end of every certainty. Loki was a paradox. Sometimes he was the jester of Asgard, bringing laughter to its golden halls with clever tricks and dazzling illusions that left even the mighty Thor in awe. He could craft magical treasures or spin tales so convincing that everyone believed them. But just as often, his mischief spiraled into chaos, causing problems so immense that the gods would be on the brink of disaster. And ironically, the only one clever enough to solve the mess was usually Loki himself, a cycle the gods of Asgard knew all too well. Imagine a being who could become anything. A hawk soaring on the wind, a salmon slipping through a raging river, a fly buzzing in an enemy's ear, or even an old woman wandering the roads of Midgard. This was Loki's power. He used his shape-shifting abilities not just for pranks, but for espionage, escape, and elaborate deception. His unpredictability made him dangerous, yet it also made him essential. When Asgard faced impossible challenges, who did they turn to? When Thor's mighty hammer, Mjolnir, was stolen by a giant king, brute force was useless. It was Loki's cunning plan disguising Thor as the goddess Freya that got it back. When a giant builder threatened to wall off Asgard and claim the sun, the moon, and the goddess Freya as his prize, it was Loki who, by transforming into a beautiful Mar-A, distracted the giant as magical stallion and saved the gods from a deal they couldn't win. He solved problems, but often he was the one who had created them in the first place. But Loki's story is not just one of harmless pranks. His actions grew darker over time, driven by jealousy, a feeling of being an outsider, and a thirst for chaos. He was the son of a giant and eternal outsider living among the Aesir gods. This duality fueled his most notorious deeds. He was responsible for the creation of some of the world's most fearsome monsters, including the great wolf Fenrir, the world serpent Jormungandr, and Hel, the ruler of the underworld. His most tragic and unforgivable act was orchestrating the death of Balder, the most beloved of all the gods. Using his cunning, Loki discovered Balder's one weakness, mistletoe, and tricked the blind god Hodr into throwing a mistletoe dart, killing Balder instantly. This act shattered the peace of Asgard forever and set in motion the chain of events that would lead to Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. For his crimes, Loki was captured and subjected to one of the most brutal punishments in all of mythology. Bound to a rock beneath the earth, with a serpent dripping venom onto his face for all eternity. It was a grim end for the god of mischief, but a fitting one for the chaos he had sown. As the ancient myths tell it, Loki's actions shaped the destiny of gods, giants, and mortals alike. He was the ultimate anti-hero, a force of change in a rigid world. He reminds us that even among the divine, there are shades of gray, and that intelligence without morality can be the most destructive force of all. Loki remains one of the most complex and fascinating figures in mythology. A trickster, a creator, a destroyer, and the one god who could outsmart everyone, perhaps even himself. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by the complex world of mythology, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the ancient world. See you next time.